welcome back to the channel. Definitely motivated to get you guys some content. I know I owe you guys some content. We just hit about 750 subscribers. To everyone that's new here, thank you for subscribing. Today I've got a mod for the Prelude. First though, look at this nice M. This dude I see all the time at work. I've been using this Bluetooth speaker here to play music because this old Panasonic deck, there's no auxiliary port, there's no USB, there's no Bluetooth, so it's pretty old. I actually picked up a new stereo that I'm going to be installing. It's kind of funny, I'm on my lunch break right now. The goal this week is going to be to crank out a couple vlogs for you guys just within my 1 hour lunch break. Taking advantage of this hour-long time, I'm going to go ahead and get into a spot where I have a little more room just to kind of work. I'll catch up to you guys in a sec. While we're getting to the location, I wanted to kind of address something. When I started this channel, I didn't even have this car, the Prelude. I just had the F30. Unfortunately, and I still hate myself for not starting this channel up earlier when I first got the F30 because it was bone stock and there was just so much that I did off camera. The car's not done, it's never done, right? Now my goal is to basically get the Prelude up and running, make sure it's like a comfortable daily driver. My goal really is to kind of do mods that are gonna be helpful to really anybody, no matter what kind of car you have. Pretty sick Nissan. Okay, color change wrap. Picked up a new single DIN stereo deck, which is going to replace this guy here. We just have to take out all of this in order to get that out. Oh, I picked up a bunch of stickers. I'm going to go ahead and toss this one on the car right now because I think they're dope. I got a good spot for it. I'm thinking right about there. Go ahead and get this thing on. Oh, and I just dropped it into no man's land. Great. Get out of there. If you guys are interested in picking up any merch, the stickers, I've also got the hoodies in stock, elevated tees. Just DM me if you're interested and I can get you shipped out within a day or so. To start this, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the car and remove the steering wheel, which is pretty hard to do with one hand. Oh, there we go. Just whack to the camera, give us a little more room here. I believe this process is pretty much the same for the 88 to 92 Preludes. In order to get this out, you're gonna have to remove this piece here, which is held on by 1, 2, 3, and then 3 on the other side. Phillips head, not too hard. And then there's also a little tab here that you can just pull right out. This one's actually broken, so done there. Problem. So guys, I think you need to 1, lift the e-brake up, and then 2, I'm actually gonna put the car, change its gear. I wish I had a manual, I don't. Crank this back like that, and now, boom, there we go. Now that we have that off, I believe the next thing is just gonna be to take out, there's 4 screws, you can't really see that too well. 1 right here, 1 right here, and then same on the other side. Right here, there was a screw right behind this tab. I'm assuming there's 1 on each side. All right, now you guys can see this is free. This should be ready to come out. Boom. Here's the old deck. It's just this one and the antenna that was plugged in. But look at this mess, like, wow, dude. There's like tape everywhere. This just looks like a disaster. This thing wasn't even plugged into anything. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this new one. It's a Kenwood. I picked it up on eBay. It was a pretty good price. I think I only paid like 70 bucks for it. For a single DIN with all the features that it has is pretty good. And I believe it does have the adjustable LEDs, so I can hopefully match it to the interior of the car. For that purpose, this thing does everything I need and it fit the price range. So let's see if we can get this thing installed. Wiring harness. This one actually comes with the microphone that you can mount just really anywhere. I'm probably gonna go ahead and try and mount it like right up here. That way I can be on the phone via Bluetooth and a microphone in a 1988. How cool is that? Also comes with this remote, which I will never use. Oh, doing vlogging with one hand is not easy. That's what it looks like. Pretty clean. First problem, the port on the new one looks like that. This is the one coming from the old deck, and as you can see, it's it's not gonna fit on there. What that means is we're gonna have to use this harness that the deck came with, and what I need to do is basically take off this one and reconnect all these wires. It's really simple, guys. Don't be intimidated by electrical. It's just, in this case, matching up colors. Shouldn't be too difficult. I am gonna be doing the last guy did and just using a little electrical tape, but I will eventually go back in here with some butt connectors and make sure it's all clean, but this will work for now. Just got all that undone, all the tape off, and now what's left to do is take the new harness. You want to go ahead and do the same thing that these are basically done, where you want to take off about a 1/4 inch or so of exposed wire on the new harness sides. That way you can go ahead and attach these to each other. And again, that's just color matching, pretty straightforward. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, so I pretty much got them all spliced open, and I'm trying to be as descriptive with this as possible. I know when I watch like DIYs, I really hate when guys kind of skip over steps and don't explain it out. So all I'm doing here on both harnesses is matching up colors. So like gray with a black line, gray with a black line, etc, etc. And all I'm doing is taking the two ends and twisting them together, and then I'm going to go ahead and put some electrical tape over it for now. So this looks like a mess, but I've pretty much got everything off the stock harness connected. We're not going to use these two orange ones because there's no orange ones on here. Well, I'm just taping all these together, basically covering all these open wires up. I'm gonna just go ahead and talk to you guys a little bit what is going on with the channel. I started this up back in April of last year. I was doing a lot to the F30 between the body kit, the air suspension, most of the exhaust, so I didn't really get the opportunity to vlog that after I had been posting stuff to Instagram as I was modding the car, you know, updates and whatnot. I just got a ton of questions, a ton of like, you know, how did you do this? How did you do that? That kind of got me thinking, like, I love cars, I love modding cars, and I like to do things myself. I wanted to basically do what I could to kind of get back to the car community and make it easier for you guys to work on your own cars. I think that honestly, one, you're gonna save a lot of money because you're not paying labor. And this is actually a great example. So when I initially bought the car, I bought it from BMW. I was 23. When I bought it, I didn't have a lot of money. I had just sold my 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee, which I actually made out decent on. So I had some money that I could put down on a car. We're getting beside the point. So I bought the car and I'm in the finance department, and the finance manager is telling me, he's basically using scare tactics on me. It's like, this is your first BMW, you know, maintenance is one of the biggest things, and preventative maintenance to, you know, make sure the car has a long life, blah, blah, blah. I know this. I've had cars before. I know how important preventative maintenance is. So what does he tell me? For an extra $5 grand today, right now, like when you're buying the car, I hope you have $5 grand extra in your pocket. You can basically get a brake package. He's like, you know, the car just had the brakes done, but in about 10,000 miles, you're gonna have to do the brakes again, which to me, I mean, 10,000 miles, they could probably go a lot longer. He proposed that. I declined it, of course. So I had the car for about 2 years before I had to do any brake work. When the time came and my sensor went off and it says, you need new brakes, you know, consult your BMW service center. I started shopping around for what other options I had. I actually went through R1 Concept, which is a brake company. I think they're based in California. I got front, rear, rotors, pads. I think they were running a special at the time, but it was about $170 shipped. So now think about that, 170 bucks. And I found just a DIY tutorial on YouTube. It didn't seem too difficult based on what I was reading and what I was watching. Once I finally got the car jacked up and I really started actually doing it, it was so simple, guys. It's amazing how easy it is to work on your own car in some cases. If you just take a little bit of time to do some research, find write-ups. Basically, I got my pads and rotors and all my brakes done for about less than $200 and an afternoon's worth of time. Working on cars is a lot of fun for me. I prefer to be able to do it myself. One, to save money. Two, to be able to help and show you guys what to do. And then lastly, if things go wrong, I can diagnose those things a lot better without having to take it to a mechanic if it's related to something I've worked on, right? And that's the goal of this channel, guys, is really to help you guys out while doing what I love. Make it a little bit easier for you guys to access this information. I've got this thing almost wired up. As you can see, I'm just taping off the ends, all done. So I just, you know, all the connections are up top here. I just ran some tape around this to make sure it's nice and kind of clean and organized. All right, so I just pulled out the old tray. You see these tabs here. These basically, you push them in once they're installed, and that basically adheres it to the whatever frame you're using in your car. That's individualistic. individualistic, is that a word? So with the new frame in there, you just bend the tabs down to keep it from popping back out. And then this, you can basically slide this in like that. So now we just have to plug in everything in the back, plug in the antenna into the appropriate area, and then we're gonna go ahead and plug the harness into the back as well. I'd show you guys the back, but it's pretty simple. There's really no way you can mess that up. There's only one way, one orientation, one way to put this in. So I got this microphone. I'm gonna obviously plug it into the back of the stereo, but for now, I'm just gonna run it behind here where the stereo sits and kind of where the pedals are, because I'm basically gonna route it underneath the cluster and then up into that corner that I showed you before. All right, now would be a good time to basically test it and make sure that everything works before you go ahead and put everything back together. That being said, it does look good. Let's see if we get some power to this thing. Turned on, that's good. Well, let's see if we can just turn on some radio here. Excellent. Yeah. All right. So now we know the stereo works. So now we just have to basically put everything back together. We should be all set, guys. Hell yeah, we got this done in one lunch break. But let me put this back together and I'll show you what the final thing looks like. It's all in there. I think it looks really good. I still have to run through the settings and change the colors, but I'm gonna go ahead and head back to work right now, and I'll catch up with you guys afterwards. Show you once I have a chance to play with the settings.
A few moments later.
Oh, guys, that was stressful. I just went to turn the car back on and it wouldn't even crank. When I turn the key initially, the power comes on, the stereo comes on, but then I go to turn it again and it didn't crank. I disconnected the battery, checked the fuses. I am just an idiot. And remember when I told you guys to get this piece out, you have to pull this back? I freaking left it in the last gear, man. I left it in too low, and that's why I wasn't even cranking. I gotta run back to work because I'm super late. I will check back up with you guys after work. Don't be me. Don't do what I do.
Squeeze. I'm a squeeze.
That is going to wrap up the video for today, guys. Please comment down below if you guys have any wheel suggestions. We are somewhat getting closer to spring, and I've been thinking about which ones I want to get. So if you guys have any like reasonably priced 3-piece wheels, 4x100, that you would recommend, let me know down below. To everybody who is new to the channel, thank you guys for subscribing, and welcome to the Elevated fam. A lot of good content coming up soon. I have lots of plans for the channel, and I can't wait to show you guys what's in store. If this video helped you guys out at all, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you next time.
Don't forget to subscribe.